Okay, housing swap. Here's the phone we're moving this on. It's an iPhone 5S. It works and everything, so it's going to be relatively easy housing swap. So we're just going to do this real quick. Just ignore the things. Okay, first thing you want to do, power off the phone. I'm not really doing this as a tutorial, it's just gonna kind of how it goes, and I don't even know if this will work. But here's my new housing. Got it off eBay. So we're gonna be putting the motherboard into this new housing. So it's not really a housing swap, it's more of like a motherboard swap. But here's why. This is the foam, and this is the new housing. Almost in perfect condition, except for a few scratches. But those can be overlooked. Okay. This is basically a brand new screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it off using my suction cup. There we go. So I'm just going to be kind of doing this on like the whim, not really a proper tutorial, just kind of an example of what you could do. I'm moving my screw mat over here though, because I don't want it over here anymore. I'll have to put it right there. Okay, so I'm just going to run this around. Run this around. Okay, got it out. Going to be undoing the fingerprint sensor now. If I can get this screen up. There we go. It's right in there, the little cable. This phone doesn't have a bracket over it. So now, take my Phillips head, undo these two screws, put that on my screw mat. Grab my tweezers, take the bracket off. Or I can just pick it up with my fingers. Doesn't really matter. Place it on my screw mat. Okay, now unconnect the battery. Just like that. Move the battery out of the way. Now undo the screen cables. Just like by removing them. Remember, this video isn't exactly iFixit quality. Alright, remove the screen, place it off to the side, undo all the cables. Now, undo the cables. Just undo all of the cables. Where'd my tweezers go? Just undo the cables. Doesn't really matter. Basically all the cables that connect anything to the motherboard we're removing. Because we're going to be using this motherboard for a different housing. Oh, and also we're going to steal the front-facing camera as well. So we're just going to undo the front-facing camera and take it out. Just like that. Okay, put the front-facing camera over here on the side. Don't get any dust in that camera or else you'll have really bad audio quality. Okay, screw time. Undo the screws on the motherboard, starting with the Phillips head. All the Phillips head ones need to come off. So we're just going to undo these screws. Like this. Putting them in their respective holes. There's one screw under this little thing up here that you need to undo. And basically unscrew it. Like that. Put that up here. put that up here by the camera where it's supposed to go. Then undo the top screw that goes into the top of the phone. Right up here. It's the same in the 5S. The same screw. Oops. Made it in a different screwdriver to do this. I got it. It can be hard to get off if it's never been off before, which I don't think it has in this phone. There's that screw. It goes up here. This tiny bracket holding those two screws in goes up there. Now there should be a smaller bracket that goes underneath it. Okay, yeah, that's still connected. So there we go. Now let's just go ahead and take out the SIM tray card. There we go. Take that, move it up there. We'll be using that SIM card holder in our new motherboard. Move these out the way so I can get to this little standoff screw. Flathead screwdriver removes the standoff screws. Very simple to remove. Okay. Use Phillips head that has magnet to remove it and put it on screw mat. Very, very simple. Find the slot where you can get these screws undone. Okay, got that screw. Get it off with the screwdriver, put it over here on the screw mat, unrespecting a hole. Get this screw out. This one does not have a magnet in it, so you cannot pick it up with a magnet, so you have to use a little thing, tweezers. Okay, one last screw up here at the top. It's a standoff screw, so just remove it. Oops, come on, sucker. There we go. I got it on the table, but I would use my magnet screwdriver to get it. Place it on my screw mat. Okay. Now I think that's all the screws holding in the motherboard, if I'm correct. So what you should be able to do now is this. Yes. But don't rip it out. There is one last cable in here. So we'll just remove this cable here. Just like that. Motherboard. Set it on here. Okay, now we'll test the battery that came in my new housing, but if it doesn't work, we'll put in this old battery. So bring the new housing over, put in the motherboard upside down like this, connect the antenna at the top. Let's see if I can get my tweezers. Yeah. Actually, just disconnect the antenna up here. Not very hard to do, actually. It's very easy to get this little antenna installed. It just folds over and connects to the motherboard. Just like that, it is connected. Now we're going to slide the motherboard into the new housing. So just move all the cables out of the way and slide the new motherboard into place. Just kind of line it up with the screws here. See if I can get it in. That's not the best way to put in a motherboard, I know, but Just kind of fumble with it until it falls into its little slot. We may have to move this battery over. It seems to be a little messed up. So we're just gonna I don't think that battery is actually interfering with anything. So we're just gonna try to pop it down again. Remember, this is my phone. If you don't agree with my way of repairing it, fine. I don't really care. Do it your way, however you want to do it. There are little lining pins that will have to go into place though, so be very, very careful on how you get those to go into place correctly, because sometimes they don't like to line up very well for you, and it can be a pain. So I think that's pretty much got it. Yeah. Yeah, that's got it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in all those screws that we took out, starting off with these standoff screws. So I'm going to grab this one, and you can start them with a Phillips head, but you cannot drive them in tightly with a Phillips head, so just get it in here and start it with this Phillips head. And then once that's in, I'm going to go ahead and go down to the bottom and get one of the bottom standoff screws in. Okay. Now we're just going to go kind of just from up top, because now it doesn't really matter what screws you put in first, to be honest. Just get the standoff screws in first. Just get all of those in and tighten them up first before all the other screws. And we've got one more, if I'm correct, which is over here. Got it in there. Just kind of drop it into place. And then just kind of tighten it up with the Phillips head as best as possible. Can't really get it 100%, but you can try. There we go. Now just tighten it up with the flat head. Tighten all the standoff screws up. Okay, I think there's a total of 4 standoff screws holding in the motherboard. So there we go. Screws. Okay, so first of all, take this dot connector cable, and it should stick down. It's connected to the phone. So connected that. Don't connect the battery yet. You should go ahead and wait on the battery. This little bracket here, I don't know why it's in the phone still, but it is, which is not needed. The little bracket, because I have it from the old motherboard. We're gonna go ahead and push the antenna cable in for the Wi-Fi. No, data. This is for data. There we go. It's in there. Don't connect this connector yet. It is for the battery. We'll wait on that one. Go ahead and connect the power button and everything. And then get your camera in here. Move this out of the way. Go ahead and put the camera down in that hole. And just kind of push the wire back into its crevice. It has a crevice it goes into. Ignore all like the running and stuff out of my room. That is like my brother and stuff. They are running around. Oops. I think we could do a better job installing this camera. There we go. Got it in there now. It's snapped into place. That little cover goes down in there and connects. There we go. That holds the camera in there. Okay. Now it's time, I think, to install everything. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Phillips head screws. So let's do that. And start with this one over here. Get that screwed in. Then we'll do this one, I believe, next, which goes right here. See how much time have we been recording for? I can't tell. Okay. Now we're gonna do this little bracket that I hate but love at the same time. Okay, this bracket goes, oops, I dropped it. This bracket, this little tiny little bracket here, this little bracky goes in at the top over here. If I can get it to go correctly here. Goes in just like this. We'll just drop it into place. Okay, now we'll grab our first screw that goes in it, which goes here. This screws in just like that. Okay, now we're going to grab this tiny screw that goes into the top of the phone. That's always a real pain to get because it's really big. I think it strips out my screwdriver. Okay, so it'll just screw into the top. Alrighty, got that in. Alright, now all we have left is the battery screws and brackets and whatnot, so that can wait. So now what we do is we take this, because this comes with the phone apparently. Okay, is we got to install our display back into place, which is pretty easy, to be honest. I'm just going to snap it in at the top here. I don't think I got that in pretty good. No, I didn't get it. I did not snap that in pretty good, did I? There we go, I think I got it. Yep, got it into place now. Now this screw, or now that connector, now the camera, the front-facing camera. Those two, for the last two I just plugged in, are for the display, I think. This last one is for the front-facing camera, and it just kind of snaps into place. Now once the screen is in like that, we can go ahead and connect the battery. So now we'll just put the battery bracket back on like so, and get the two screws that go on the battery bracket. That's the first one. There we go, just feed that screw into the battery bracket. Now do the bottom one. Oops, I don't think I got that one. There we go. This one just feeds into the bottom of the bracket like so. And that's what's holding your battery in. The bracket that goes over the display and everything, I'm missing that, which is kind of sad because with that, it would be complete to my opinion. And then there's also the bracket, this little connector that always gives you so much trouble, that goes over this little connector down here on the motherboard. Actually on the dock connector. I had to get my front here. To disconnect it is a pain. This is a pain in the butt. See if we can get down there and see it correctly. Oops. I don't think I got that time. This part's probably takes the longest to do. Let's see if I can get that little sucker in there. God, it's so hard to get in there. See if I can just open it up a little bit. I think I got that in. Yep. Okay. Oof. That probably takes the longest. Because it's hard to get that in. So now, actually what we'll do now is we'll just... There we go. Let me get my charger. This phone is almost dead, by the way. That's why I gotta plug it in. There we go. See if it charges with the new dock in. Alrighty. We'll see if it works. I heard the charging. Wow, this battery has 97% of battery life in it. Wow, that's great. Lucky me. Before, I guess since we replaced the battery, see, the touch seems to work. And there you go, the speaker worked. So I say that's a successful housing swap. See, this is a new dock connector, by the way. Works. Okay, so we'll just get this display installed all the way in. This kind of seats in the top. There's two little things. They just kind of slide into the top of the phone, and then from there, oops, my phone is going off over there. My Android phone is. My iPhone up here. By the way, this is my iPhone. Huh, okay. Okay. The home button works. Okay, everything works. Alright, I'd say that's a successful housing change. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.